Okay, so this video is gonna be like different from my usual stuff. It's not exactly gaming, despite there being gaming in the background. It's not exactly memes. It's more of just like a discussion, because I certainly, I like more so doing, I feel like people appreciate the like happier, goofier content more. But man, I suck. Anyways, I just feel like it's good every once in a while to express your own views, whether it be to like actual people. And when I say actual people, I don't mean, you guys aren't real people. I just mean like, sometimes it's good to sit down and just have worldview conversations with like friends or family. But I figure it's also good to get this out on like social media, and YouTube's really the only form of that I have. But I don't know, it's like the world has changed so much, and some of that's for the good, right? There's so many ways that we can connect with people that are hundreds of miles away, across continents, across oceans, and that's great. Your Uncle Bob went off to fight in World War II, and there wasn't much you could do about that. But now, your cousin Jeremy, who you haven't seen in a couple years, he could live all the way in like China, and you can press a few buttons and suddenly you're calling him, and it's great. But then there's like the darker side of the advancements of technology. Like, I feel like there's so much wrong, so many things that can happen. Like, it's been all over YouTube. I'd be surprised if there were people that still haven't heard about it. But there was the YouTuber Schlep, and he was having that whole thing where like he was catching predators, and it was great. There were people that literally got arrested, put away, never to be seen again, never to be allowed to go near like these platforms. And that's amazing. That's one of the pluses of social media. You can stop so much without even actually having met people, and it's amazing. But again, there's the darker side. Like Schlep himself got a cease and desist letter from Roblox telling him that he could get in legal trouble if he ever went on their platform and caught predators. I don't know if anyone else sees like how stupid that is, but a man literally got in trouble for possibly saving lives. And I mean, I guess without, I don't know, I just like the fact that kids can even be put in these situations in such like a supposedly kid-friendly site. It doesn't leave a lot of like hope for stuff of like similar material. And then Roblox doesn't even have the word lowly. For those of you who know, I'm not going to specify for those of you who don't, because it's better off that you don't. That's not a banned word. You can name yourself that. You can name games that. There are games like Public Restroom Simulator, where there's just people, like, well, it's exactly what it sounds like, and it's disgusting. Even if it's not, like, showing things in broad daylight, it's crystal clear what they're talking about, and it's disgusting. I can't believe that, you know, people are upholding a standard that's going against what society should be upholding. And then, like, with the rise, you know, just, like, putting aside, you know, putting the good parts of social media contact on the back burner, there's so much bad that can happen because of this, too. Like, there are people who have made attempts and have succeeded because of interactions on the internet. There are people that will, like, insult entire bloodlines, dehumanize people who don't deserve that kind of treatment. And it's all for their own, like, sick and twisted kind of entertainment. And, you know, like, you can find so much good on the internet. So many people supporting each other through tough times. And the fact that that's, like, it's a barely balanced scale from the good and the bad almost makes it worse. Like, if it were all bad, then just no one would go on there anymore. You know, they'd shut it down, and people could go back to, like, the good parts of how it used to be. And if it were all good, then nobody would have any problems with this specific stuff anymore, and it wouldn't be such a problem. Then there's also the addiction problem of the internet. Like, people will get so addicted to playing games or getting on specific sites that, like, I had to do something. Hold on. Let me try and get back my train of thought. There are people who will get so addicted to, like, sites and games that they'll, like, disassociate from the people that they used to talk to. I have personally witnessed and almost fell victim to so many instances of this. Like, people have had their lives destroyed, ended their own, because of, like, the problems, the disassociation, and the complications that come with the internet. And it's so disheartening to know that, like, people are having all of these problems from something that has the potential to be so good. We, like, me and everyone who watches this video could contribute in a way that made the internet a better place, piece by piece. And there are so many people willing to, but there's also just such an ever expanding amount of people on the internet that are completely content with causing people issues. And I don't get why. I don't know why anyone would ever get joy out of causing someone, like, that had no intention of causing similar things to them such, like, just disheartening moments. I've experienced, and I'm sure all of us have, I've experienced so many issues with, like, people. It feels like the more social media that is created, the less social our generation becomes. And I don't understand it. I don't get, like, why there's just such a large selection of people that are willing to do this. And, you know, I'm not trying to sound repetitious here, just, like, it's literally mind-blowing to me that with such a wonderful creation, there's so many ways for it to be exploited. And one of the problems is actually, you know, again, that it would be a lot simpler if it were all bad. There are people who will sit there and tell you that you should never go on the internet, that nothing good can come of it. And, you know, I feel bad for people who are told this and genuinely believe it, because again, there's so many good things that can come from social media and from the internet. There's so many people you can meet that will bring you up from the darkest pits of, like, the darkest moments in your life. And that's one thing that I love about the internet. It's that people can and often will be so willing to, like, help you with things, talk you through things, share their experiences. It's amazing. And there's so many people that'll sit there and pretend they're that type of person just so that they can, like, take advantage of your situation with problems like SA and kidnapping and trafficking, things like that. You know, they were possible before, but they're ever present now that we have global contact that's just a couple keystrokes away. And we're also, I feel like the education system is failing, especially like in the US, which is my only scope of reference, but, you know, we're failing to educate kids on the dangers and the, like, glowing positivities that can come from the internet. I think that if everyone had the perspective that they should just be careful instead of be completely opposed or addicted to the internet, there would be so much less that could be said that could affect them. And I genuinely just wish, and I hope, that through seeing this, you know, I get that I'm, you know, not the best at vocalizing things, but I'm hoping that if I'm hoping that people can learn or take something from this, or people who agree with my, like, my own personal views on the internet. You know, I'd appreciate it. Just drop a comment or something, share this, make your own video. Just encourage people not to let everything bring them down, which is a lot easier said than done. It's so difficult for to just, like, ignore what people are saying, because I mean, there's always a part of you that just either seeks being accepted or like wants to take advice from other people. There's always a part of you, even if you try to close yourself off from ever, like, taking these things into consideration, that is considering what people are saying and using it, slowly shaping you into what you are and what you will be. Your entire life, everything ever that's ever been said to you has shaped you in some way, shape, or form. And that can be really good, but at the same time, it can be really just down-putting for both your mental state and just, like, general day-to-day quality of life. So, you know, I don't want this to drag on for too long. If you take anything from this, don't let it be the internet's bad. Don't let it be the internet's great. Don't let it be that you shouldn't take what anyone says to heart. Instead, let it be that every interaction you have, online or in person, should be shaped into the, like, you should attempt to shape it, or let it shape you into the person you want to be. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something because of your background or your past experiences or anything else. Don't let anyone tell you that who you can or cannot be like. And that's not encouraging having to be like someone else. I fully believe that you should try and be your own person, but if emulating someone, even for a short while, helps you and leads you to understanding what you can and want to be, that's perfectly okay. So just take care of yourself, you know? Don't let anyone put you down, because you matter just as much as everyone else. And you are the, like, focus of your own life. You should, you know, there's the being selfless and selfish, but I think that there's a healthy balance between those. You shouldn't just completely throw away your own necessities for someone else's, but you shouldn't just ignore everyone else because of your own either. So just make sure that you're looking out for yourself and simultaneously trying to help anybody else that you can. And that doesn't mean that you should feel responsible for everyone else's problems, which is actually, you know, something I've dealt with for a while. I feel like I'm letting people down if I don't properly offer things that I know to them, and sometimes they don't want to take that, and I don't take that out on them most of the time. I take it out on myself. I tell myself I'm not trying hard enough, or I'm not doing the right things, and that, you know, I take responsibility for anything bad that may happen to them. And, you know, you should never have to feel like that. It is never, like, your problem. You do not and never will be or have to, like, put yourself aside for someone else always. But I went off track. Said I was gonna end this a while ago. Just, again, if you're gonna take anything from this, keep yourself, like, as safe as you can, and do what you want with the information you get from this. Do what you want with the information that you get from anything on the internet. Just know that there is always someone out there who will sympathize. There's somebody out there who's had similar experiences, or perhaps even polar opposites to your experiences, and through sharing this, you can get a perspective that you would have never came, like, across on your own. There's always someone out there, whether you think so or not, whether you believe these words or not, they're true. There's always at least one person in the world who cares about what you have to say. And you're never alone. Never completely. So just be yourself, really. Corny, cheesy, I know, but don't let anything in this world stop you from being you. Do what you want to do. Be who you want to be. And in the long run, everything else will fall in line. Whether you think so now or not, whether you've been going through tough times now or not, whether you've been through them before and don't really know what to do with the experience, somebody cares. And you will be who you want to be, as long as you strive for it. This has been the Internet Darksider sharing a retrospective, poorly put together, you know, collection of experiences and views, and I hope you can put it to good use.